What's up, you guys? Christian here from freedomboundbusiness.com. In this video, we're going to talk about ConvertKit, specifically every single thing you want to know about it. I've been using it for the past 4 years, and I want to show you everything that I like and don't like, and literally every single thing that you would want to know about ConvertKit that's important to me and should be important to you, you're going to learn about in this video. At the bottom of this video, there should be a digital table of contents that you can use to like skip around if you want to learn more about a certain part of ConvertKit. I'll leave timestamps in the description below. If you guys want to skip ahead, that's fine with me. All I ask is that you subscribe, hit that like button, and let's get started. I'm going to go to my screen right now so you guys can learn everything you want to know about ConvertKit. Also, you guys, we do have a written version of this ConvertKit review. If you guys want to check it out, it'll be linked in the description as well. It talks about everything that we're going to talk about in this video as well. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely check out the written review. All right, so first we're going to talk about the ConvertKit pricing model. So there are only two options as of right now. There's the free option and the complete option. And we're going to talk about the free option first because I think this is a really big game changer for a lot of people because they just changed this. Their free plan, they actually just changed it a couple months ago. So the free plan actually allows you to have 1,000 subscribers, and this also includes unlimited forms and landing pages, access to their premium landing page templates, which are the same ones you get in the complete plan. You also get unlimited email broadcasts and also the ability to tag subscribers and a lot more that you see here. Now, what you don't get in the free plan is stuff like visual automations, reporting for broadcasts, automated email sequences. So if you want to send like a 5-day email sequence on autopilot when someone subscribes, you can't do that, unfortunately. There's no integrations or premium support, and you don't get free migration from other tools such as MailChimp. So for the free plan, this may or may not be a deal breaker for you. If you're just starting out, you don't even have a website yet, and you want to collect emails or send out the occasional broadcast email, then this is a great option to start at. I can see the free plan being great for people who like haven't created a product yet or don't have a website, or people who know that capturing emails is super important but they aren't ready to like send out an automated email sequence just yet, or people who just want to test out if their email opt-in ideas work and which ones don't. They want to test stuff out. So this is a great option for beginners. Again, you can manage up to 1,000 subscribers and send out unlimited broadcasts, and you can set up your landing pages with a beautiful landing page template library that ConvertKit offers. You can use that with their customizable domain setup and just get started right away, again, for free. Now let's talk about the paid plan really quick. Now the paid plan, or the complete pricing plan for ConvertKit, starts at $29 a month, and it increases when you get more subscribers. So it starts at 1,000 for $29 a month, and then if you get 3,000, there's $49 a month, and you can see this increase exponentially as you get more subscribers. But if you get more subscribers, like if you have 105,000 subscribers and aren't making more than $679 per month, then obviously something is wrong. So now the cool thing about this is that unlike other email marketing tools, all the advanced features are available at the starting price. Now I know other email marketing tools, like only the Pro or Premier or Business plan, for example, gets like visual automation funnels and premium support. However, with ConvertKit, literally the first tier of the complete plan of 1,000 subscribers gets all the same features that something like someone with 235,000 subscribers gets. They all get the same features, and I think that's awesome. So again, regardless of subscriber count, you get the same advanced features as someone with 1,000 subscribers versus someone with 165,000 subscribers. Okay, so now that we've talked about the ConvertKit pricing model, we're now going to talk about the ease of use of ConvertKit, specifically the email editor. So let's go over to that. And so now we're going to talk about the ease of use of ConvertKit. So first we're going to talk about their email editor. So there are two versions of the email editor that ConvertKit has. So right now what you're seeing here, the legacy editor. So as you can see here, you just have your basics here. This can't get any more simpler than this. Format it however you want. This is a text-based editor for easy emails, okay? So a little bit ago, ConvertKit has announced their new editor, which is literally just called the new editor. So if we click here, so now you see that top bar is gone. Now, what has been replaced by is this little plus button. So you can insert images, files, buttons, videos, literally everything that you could before. You have all your basics like bold, italics. So like, for example, this is a ConvertKit ConvertKit review, you can just highlight this, and then the little options you want come here. You can change the color if you want. So these are just basic editing tools that you can do. So let me switch back to the editor, the legacy editor here really quick. Now, one thing that you cannot do with the legacy editor is things like YouTube integration, Instagram and Unsplash integration, and also the media storage. Now, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but you cannot use that with the legacy editor. That is why I recommend that everyone use the new editor, because it's just a lot better in my opinion. So now let's talk about everything that the new email editor from ConvertKit has to offer. So the first thing we're going to talk about is email snippets. Email snippets are basically a feature that uses shortcodes to add frequently used content in emails. So for example, if I go to the plus sign here and go down to snippet, so as you can see here, I have 2 snippets created. Now, this NPS for tools is one that I use constantly for my other websites. So if we add this to the email, you can see a shortcode populate here. Now, if we send this to my email, we can see that this shortcode turned into this whole thing. Now, this is something I always put at the end of my broadcast emails for my other website. So it says, want some help with your weight loss journey? Here are some ways I can help. Do you want to read my book? Use my calculator, use my other calculator, check out my YouTube channel and Instagram. Now, I don't want to always write this out with the links and everything, so using snippets is something that's really cool, that I can just put this shortcode at the end of my broadcast email, for example, or a sequence, and just put that in, and it automatically does it for me. And that's something that I think is really cool. All right, let's talk about another thing. So the media storage has your recent upload. So I use this picture, for example, in an old broadcast email. If I want to pull it up, you can do that here. Now, in the legacy email editor, that is not allowed. You have to upload the image every single time. So the new email editor is a lot better in that sense. So that's something that's cool. Another thing that's cool is that if you have an Instagram or you use Instagram, you can actually post directly from your Instagram. So here are pictures that I have from my Instagram that I can just post automatically, and it will automatically go into the editor. All right, another cool thing about the new email editor is that you have Unsplash integration directly in here. So if I wanted to search for an image, I don't want to have to go buy a stock image or look through Pixabay or something. You can just look directly into ConvertKit, right on ConvertKit. You don't ever have to leave ConvertKit. So what you can do is, let's say I want to do workout, I can put this image here, and there it is. Didn't have to do anything, don't have to download it, nothing, just literally insert into the email editor. So that's also really cool. All right, another cool thing about the new email editor is the YouTube integration. So if you're a YouTuber like myself, you can actually just copy the link from a video. So let's go to this video here. We're gonna go and input it. I'm literally just copying and pasting, and it automatically pulls up my thumbnail with a play button that I can actually change if I want to. And this is, I didn't do any coding, nothing like that. I literally just copy and pasted the link in here, and it automatically pulled up my thumbnail and added a play button. So this is super easy if you want to broadcast your new YouTube videos or something like that to your subscribers. This is something that's really handy. I think it's really cool. Cheers. Let's go ahead and talk about email sequences and everything they have to offer. So if you go to automations, you will find the sequences tab here. They have moved it. It used to be up here, but now it's under automations. All right, so now we are in a sample sequence in ConvertKit. So email sequences are obviously used to set up like let's say we wanted a 5-day sequence that's automated. You don't have to do anything. If someone subscribes, they get these 5 emails. We'll talk about how to set that up later. This is where you write the actual emails. And something that I love about ConvertKit is that you don't ever have to leave the page or open 5 different tabs or anything like that. You can literally write all 5 emails within the same tab. And if I wanted to like copy something into one email, it's literally just as easy as this. This might not seem like a big feature, but like other email marketing tools have you open each email in different tabs, and it's just a pain. So I love that ConvertKit has this in their sequence editor. All right, so let's go over what you can do with ConvertKit sequences. So the first thing you can see here on the first email is when to send, right? So if you wanted to send this immediately as soon as somebody subscribed, you would just put 0 here and just leave it, and it'll send immediately. And then you can set this to active, and then as soon as someone subscribes to your form, they will get this first email. This is you would set this up in automations, but I will show you that in a little bit. And so then what you would do is, let's say you wanted the second email to come a day later, you would do 1 day later, or maybe 2 days later, or maybe you want an email to send 2 hours after the last email, which is whenever they subscribe. So you can do those options. You can't do like minutes or anything like that, but there is that option. And then you have the status draft or active. Make sure to set this to active and save all, or else they will not send. All right, let's talk about broadcast emails now. So we're doing a sample broadcast ConvertKit review example. So for broadcast, you have a couple options to put depending on who you want to send the broadcast to. We're gonna do all for right now. So if I wanted to send to all subscribers, I would just leave it as it is. If I wanted to only send it to people who have the newsletter tag, you can do subscribe to, go to tags, and then type in your tag. So newsletter, there we go. Now let's say I wanted to send a broadcast to everybody who has the newsletter tag, but also has a different tag, overweight. So we can do people who are subscribed to the newsletter tag and also subscribed to overweight or obese tag. Now this is just a sample that I made up just now. Now if we wanted to do any of the following, it would change. So anybody who is subscribed to newsletter or the overweight/obese tag, you can do that as well, or you can do none. So everybody who doesn't have these tags is who we're going to send it to. So you can see there's a bunch of options. I'm not going to go over every single one here, but you can pretty much exclude or include anyone you want when sending out a broadcast email. So another cool thing about ConvertKit Broadcasts is that you can actually do A/B testing for headlines. So you can see here that I put 2 different headlines actually for this broadcast. Now I'll put it on the screen, an actual example that I did. As you can see, it tells me that the second headline got a better open rate and click-through rate than the other headline. Also, you can resend to subscribers who actually didn't open your original broadcast email, and you can change the subject line there as well. As you can see here, I got an extra 17 clicks just by doing this one thing. So make sure to always resend to unopens. A lot of people are busy and they don't always have time to open your emails in a specific instance, so make sure to always use this feature and take advantage of it. Alright guys, so now we're going to talk about ConvertKit landing pages and forms. So what you want to do is go to landing pages and forms and then go to create new. I ask you if you want to create a form or a landing page. So for this first part, we're going to do a form, then we'll do a landing page. So you can choose 4 different types of display formats. So we have inline, which is basically like inside the blog post text, so it'll be in line with that. We have the modal or modal, whatever you want to call it. We got the slide in and then the sticky bar. So for this, we're just going to do an inline. You have a couple of templates to choose from. There's only about 6 or 7 for each type. Actually, for sticky bar, you only have 1. Slide in, you have 6. We're going to choose one of these, so we'll just choose this one. Now, unfortunately, there's not that many templates for forms. There's a lot more for landing pages, which we'll get to in a second. As far as customization goes, you guys, you can change the background image. This is something you can do with Unsplash if you wanted to, or if you want to choose an Instagram photo, you could do that as well. So for example, if I wanted this picture, I could put that there. Now obviously it doesn't fit, so you would change it, and yeah. The next thing you can change is the background color. So you can see I can change that here, whatever I want. Let's say I want a nice blue color. If I want to make it rounder, I can do that as well here. And then you can add custom CSS if you know CSS. Let's go over the display options now. And so for display options, because this is an inline form, there's not really many display options. However, if I were to change it to a modal or modal type of form, you can see that the settings section actually changes. So display options, we have exit intent, scroll percentage, and timing. So if someone tries to leave the page on desktop only, it will show this form. If they scroll, let's say 50% of the way down of the page, we could show this form as well. And then timing, so 5 seconds. And then you also have this code here. If they click a specific link within this code that you set up in advance, then they would also pop up this form. You can choose which devices see this form. So if you only wanted to show up on mobile devices, you can do that, or desktop. And you can choose how often a visitor can see this form. You can also choose your page URL and custom domain that ConvertKit sets up for you. I'm not going to go over how to set that up, but they do have a whole article and support document to set that up if you want to do that. Then for any form, you can always set up an incentive email. So an incentive email, basically when they sign up, that you want them to confirm your subscription, you can do so here. For example, if you wanted, instead of say confirm your subscription, just be like get my, and you can do that there. And then after that, you can set up, after confirming, after they hit that confirm button, you can set them to a specific URL or to download something. So if, for example, this says get my PDF, and then you put the PDF here, you choose the file, then as soon as they hit that button, it will lead them to that PDF. And then lastly, to show this form in other ways, you can have JavaScript code here, you can use HTML, you can just simply share the page URL that ConvertKit sets up for you. If you have the ConvertKit WordPress plugin, which you should have, you can put this ConvertKit shortcode into your blog post, for example, or wherever you want, and it will actually show that form. Okay, so now that we've talked about forms, we're going to talk about landing pages. Now, this is a lot better, in my opinion, as far as templates go than forms, because for landing pages, they have a ton of templates that you can choose from, as you can see here. Now, if let's say I have a ebook that I want, they have a bunch of templates for that. Or if you want to show off a video, a profile, podcast, something like that. Now, let's say I want this one. I want to preview it first. You can see it here, pop up here. Now, what's cool about this is that you can easily shift through every template that they have right within this section. And if you want, you can check out the mobile version as well, right within in the same preview section. You can also open it in a new tab if you just want to see what it looks like by itself, which I'm not sure why that's like that, but I'm sure that's just a bug. All right, let's say I look through and I like this template. So let's go ahead and use this template. All I would do is press choose up here, and there we go. We can basically set it up however we'd like. Now, the background, we can just do that. We can do hero patterns. This is something only for landing pages where you can set the background. As you can see, you can set the opacity for that. So this is only for backgrounds. Now, if you want to change the image, just click there and then choose an image. I want my book there. We can do that. And what's really cool about this is that you can actually crop and edit these images, which is a brand new feature in ConvertKit. So if I wanted to flip this or something, we could do that as well. Change the colors a little bit, and even markup if we wanted to. Oops. So if I wanted to draw on here, I could do that as well. Let's just say I wanted that as my picture on here. That's how it would show up. However, let's just not do that. Let's just choose an image and just do that. Okay, and as far as customization goes, you guys, you can change the text here, which is the same as the new email editor that we had before. Basically the same type of editing customization that you can do there, you can do here. And you also have the same options as the incentive emails and advanced settings where you want to show it and everything like that. Something that you don't have in forms because they're not landing pages is SEO and analytics options. So you have meta title and description tags for Google, title, description, and image. If you want someone to share this page, they can have a custom image to share it. And then you have like Pinterest tag ideas if you want to run ads or something like that. Okay, let's say this was ready and optimized. Obviously it's not, but I wanted to put it on my website. What you would do is go to add a new page, and then we just have a test page right here. You would go down and there'd be a ConvertKit option, right? And you don't want to go to form, you want to go to landing page. And so the name of this landing page is called Cypress landing page. So you go down here, go to Cypress landing page, and then if we preview this, you can see that the ConvertKit landing page is here. There's nothing else here. It says powered by ConvertKit. It is already hosted. That's how easy it is to actually host it on your website. All right, and that's pretty much all there is to landing pages. Again, you can change the template if you want. There are a bunch of nice templates. Also, you can add a thank you page if you want inside ConvertKit that is also hosted by ConvertKit. They have other options for you there as well. Alright guys, so something that's really cool with landing pages is user-based tagging. Now this is super powerful, especially if you are trying to segment subscribers. Now, for example, this is an old landing page that I used to have, right? I created it, everything's set up correctly. Now you have your typical first name and email address forms here, and then send it my way button here. Now the cool thing is that something new with ConvertKit is they have tag options now in the forms. Now, as you can see here, these are check boxes. So it says, what topics are you interested in? Are you interested in intermittent fasting? If it fits your macros coaching, and cardio and workout programs. Now, these are not required to check off, but if somebody checks them off, it actually tags them based on what they checked off. Now, this is one option. There's check boxes and a drop down. I'll show you what a drop down looks like in a second. So for check boxes, I can put what topics are you interested in as the label. So that's what's right here. Then I have the tags that are already created. So it says interested in intermittent fasting, interested in IFIM. But I don't want to put interested in intermittent fasting right here. That's why there's labels. So for the intermittent fasting and lean gains tag, I just put intermittent fasting. Now that corresponds to right here. So if they click on the intermittent fasting tag and they check that box, that will automatically tag them for the interested in intermittent fasting / lean gains tag. Now I hope you realize how powerful this can be in segmenting or sending the right email to the right person. This is very powerful in my opinion, and this is one way of segmenting subscribers right off the bat. Now this is check boxes. Let's go over what a drop down would look like. So here's another landing page example that used to be mine. How to get lean. You got your name, input your email. You got, are you male or female? So this is a drop down. So now you have tag options: male, female, prefer not to answer. You put the labels for them. I can put required if you want, but for this one I didn't. Are you male or female? I can then put male. Then I can send emails if they're male or a woman. So like I know what type of like language to use. Maybe someone who's how to bench press 400 pounds is not something a female would want to do. A male might want to learn that. So that's something that's important when segmenting. Another cool thing, I have another drop down right after that that says, how much weight do you need to lose? Do you need to lose 1 to 20 pounds, 20 to 40 pounds, or more than 40 pounds? Now these, depending on which option they choose, I can tag them based on that. So if they have 1 to 20 pounds to lose, I can send different workout plans or cardio plans based on how much weight they have to lose. So a cardio or a workout plan for somebody who has to lose 1 to 20 pounds, it might be different for someone who has to lose more than 40 pounds. So this is something that's important to me for my audience, so I send the right and relative message to my subscribers. And for this landing page, I did put required because this is important to me, so I can help out my audience as much as possible. And so this is the power of ConvertKit. You can do this in any landing page or form. Alright guys, let's talk about some cool stuff. Now we're going to talk about the workflow automations that ConvertKit has. So these are called visual automations. So let's first talk about the templates that they have. So if you browse the templates here, we have an evergreen newsletter template, evergreen product pitch, if you want to host a webinar, product launch, follow up with customers who don't purchase, personalized content based on survey results. Okay, so this would be like a quiz or something. This video, we're just going to create a custom one. So we're going to call this ConvertKit Review. And so with ConvertKit automations, they can be as simple or as complex as you want them to be. This is where you can add sequences to forms. You can create if-then rules when subscribers get certain tags. You can create rules if someone purchases a product or if someone doesn't. You can add a lot more rules and automations. There's a bunch of possibilities. I can't go over every single one. Now let's go over the basics. Let's say someone joins a form. Let's say it's the Charlotte form. So we have created an event, as you can see. So once you create an event, it'll be a certain step. So you can always edit this if you want to change the form or something like that. Let's do the Cypress landing page actually. Next, after this, what you're going to do is press this little plus button. Now you have three options here. The first one is an event. So this is when somebody, let's say a tag is added or removed, a product is purchased, a date occurs, or a custom field. The next option is called an action. This is what happens once a subscriber reaches this point. So if somebody subscribes to the Cypress landing page form, we can add the subscriber to a certain email sequence. We can add or remove a tag. We can move a subscriber to, like, let's say a different automation, or remove them from this automation or something. We can delay maybe 5 days before they get onto a certain sequence. For example, instead of like sending it right away, we can add 4 days, and then we can add them to a certain email sequence, for example. So now I'm going to erase these steps just to go back for a second. So now that's actions. Next we have conditions. Now conditions is if the subscriber has a certain tag, then we can move on to the next step. So let's say when somebody gets on this landing page form and subscribes, we want to add them to a certain sequence. So we'll just do ConvertKit review. Now earlier we created a sequence, right? So if we click this, it actually opens up the sequence right in the same exact tab. You can build it right within the automation creation. So you can go ahead and write the emails, press save all, and it'll take you right back to the automation, which is really cool. Now let's say this is a general form. They subscribe, they get the automated sequence, and then after that we want to wait, let's say 2 days, and then add them to our newsletter sequence. We can do that as well. So newsletter, add them there. Again, let's go over this again. So they go to the landing page, they subscribe, immediately they get the first sequence email, which is based on the rules set in here. Now if you don't want it immediately, you can do after 1 day, but if let's say we want to send it immediately, we would have to send this to immediately, save all, and then as soon as they subscribe, they get the first email, and then it follows all the rules set in here. Once this sequence is done, it waits 2 days, and then it puts them on the newsletter sequence or newsletter tag or whatever you want it to be. And that's basically how automations work. Again, the possibilities are endless, but this is a really powerful feature, especially if you want to segment users based on their actions. And again, once you're done, all you do is click this button here, you turn the automation on, and it's ready. Lastly, you can also share automations, which is also a bonus of our video. And if you go to the link in the description, I will give you my ConvertKit automation that I actually use in my own business. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely check out the link in the description. All right, you guys, so next we're going to talk about integrations with ConvertKit. Now, there are a lot more integrations than what you see right here. For example, if you do an online course like Thinkific, it is not on this list. However, they do integrate it. It's just all done on Thinkific's end. Now, the ones that they showcase here are the ones where they have the most like options and customization with these certain integrations. For example, Teachable, they love using Teachable. They have a lot more options with Teachable than they do like something with Thinkific. Also with Thinkific, for example, you would have to use something like Zapier to connect Thinkific for like more advanced integration options. So that's something to think about. They do have a full list of integrations that I will list down below in the description if you guys want to check those out, but it's just something to think about. So let's talk about ConvertKit Support. So the support team for ConvertKit is really great in my opinion. I've never had a bad experience with customer support when it comes to the ConvertKit team. Now, if you click down here, this little button on any ConvertKit page, once you're logged in, you get this little pop-up that comes up. They are run on intercom. So I can see all my previous messages that I've ever had. So for example, I had a question here. They were really fast to respond, and they're just really friendly, and I've never had a bad experience with them. Obviously, I can't speak for everybody's case, but in most cases, in most reviews I've seen, ConvertKit has really great customer support for their paid options. Again, I cannot speak for everyone's experience, but for mine, I've never had a bad experience. So I'm very happy that they have live chat support. They do have hours, however, they're usually very fast to respond. That is something that is awesome about ConvertKit in my opinion. Their support team is really great. All right, so now that I showed you a lot about ConvertKit and its powers and all of its features and everything, let's talk about the pros and cons of ConvertKit. So the first pro is that tagging, user-based tagging, and segmenting is easy and simple. You can have subscribers tag themselves with checkboxes and drop-down menus inside the landing page itself. And you can make this as simple or as complex as you want it to be, depending on your business and your audience. Another pro is that the templates for the landing pages are beautiful. They're customizable, and you also don't even need a website to host them. ConvertKit does all of that for you. If you do have a website, you can still even put it on your own website and host it there as well. And you also have a wide selection of templates, which is also great. Also, another thing about the landing pages is that on the free plan, you get these exact same templates for the landing pages on the free plan as you do on the paid plan. So if you're looking to get started right away with the ConvertKit landing pages, you can do that as well. Also, another pro is that, like with user-based tagging, automation funnels are easy to use, but they can also be as complex as you want them to be. As I showed you guys earlier, you have a bunch of options with link triggers. If this happens, then do this. All these types of rules and triggers that you can set in automation funnels automatically. So that's another pro. Another pro for things like broadcast emails is that you can A/B test headlines, and you can also resend emails to people who didn't open your original broadcast email, and even A/B test those headlines as well. So that's another cool feature in ConvertKit. Another pro, all the features, advanced features, segmentation, automation funnels, everything is included regardless of subscriber count. Regardless if you're managing 1,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, you get all the same features, which is not the same with other email marketing tools. For example, there would be like a business plan and a premier plan and an enterprise plan for some email marketing tools, for example. And then once you pay more, you can unlock certain features. With ConvertKit, it starts right when you start to pay. You get all the same features as someone with 1,000 subscribers and 100,000 subscribers. Another pro, the support team is great. I've never had a bad experience with them. They're friendly, they're helpful, and they have fast response times. And you can also check on the history with Intercom, which is nice. And it's always there for you with a little chat bubble on every ConvertKit page, which is really helpful. And also, lastly, another cool thing about ConvertKit is their free plan. Their free plan is very valuable for beginners who are just looking to get started. Beginners who maybe don't even have a website or just want to test out ideas, see what opt-in ideas they want to test out for free, they can do that. They can manage up to 1,000 subscribers before they have to start paying while they're creating a product or an opt-in idea, and they want to test out certain like angles or something. They can do that with ConvertKit's free plan. They can send out the occasional broadcast email if they want to, and I think the free plan for ConvertKit is really great. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows for ConvertKit. There are some cons. Now, the cons is that the pricing is not that friendly, especially compared to other email marketing tools. You're paying kind of a premium price. However, I think it's worth it, especially with everything I just showed you. $29 a month for the starting price isn't that crazy, especially because you're getting all the advanced features that other email marketing tools would charge you extra for before you could even use those features. So I think it's worth it. Another con is that the templates for the forms, not the landing pages, the forms aren't that great. Yeah, you can customize them a little bit, but they're not that great. I wouldn't even use forms from ConvertKit. I would use a different tool like ConvertBox or something like that. That's what I use on my website. But for landing pages, that's a whole different story. But for forms, template selection and options aren't that great, in my opinion. All right, and lastly, who is ConvertKit really aimed towards? Well, if you go to their homepage, it's really aimed for creators. I think ConvertKit is a great option for you if you want easy segmentation and user-based tagging. It's so easy and simple to implement in your landing pages and forms with something like ConvertKit, and their email editor is super simple and easy to use. I think it's perfect for anyone looking to just get started, especially with their free plan. And if you want to do more advanced options, then you can definitely just do the paid plan. Now, I wouldn't recommend ConvertKit if like you run an e-commerce store, or if you want really fancy looking emails. That's something for a different email marketing tool. ConvertKit is more focused on like text-based emails, ones that don't have a lot of visuals. Like if you're looking for, again, an e-commerce style like email template, then you would have to create that with HTML. It's not built into ConvertKit. Again, ConvertKit is better for text-based emails with the occasional image or video or stuff like that. It's not meant for like jaw-dropping emails, right? So it's just something to think about. I also wouldn't recommend ConvertKit if you're looking for advanced like pop-up features. While ConvertKit Forms do allow for like exit intent or scroll percentage or like timing options for pop-ups, it's really tedious in my opinion. For example, the ConvertKit plugin allows you to set a default form for your entire website. So if you wanted like a form to pop up on an exit intent on your website, you can set the plugin to set it as the default form for all your pages. However, if you don't want it on a certain page or multiple pages, you would have to go into each of those pages settings and turn it off, which can be really tedious, especially if you have a lot of pages. For example, if you don't want your form to show up on 7 pages, you would have to go to all 7 pages and turn off the ConvertKit form pop-up, which can be really tedious. Alright, you guys, so I believe that ConvertKit is a great tool for just about everybody. Whether you're looking to just start off free with their free plan and just start getting subscribers with their free landing pages and send out the occasional broadcast email, test out different ideas and stuff like that, see what sticks while you're creating a product for your audience, then ConvertKit is awesome. It's free up to 1,000 subscribers and you can do everything I just mentioned. It's also great if you're looking to do advanced segmentation or simple segmentation, whether you want to know if your subscriber is male or female, whether they have like a lot of weight to lose or just a little bit. Like I want to know if my audience or my subscriber has either 40 pounds to lose or just 5 pounds to lose. I want to send the right message to the right person, and ConvertKit allows you to do that. So I love ConvertKit for its simple to use email editors as well as their advanced segmentation and automation funnels. So if you're looking for something that does all that for you and that's easy to use and that has a great support team, then you definitely want to check out the link in the description below. Try out their free plan if you guys just want to test it out. If you guys want to get started, check out that link in the description. If you guys have any questions, just reach out to me in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.